Yep,
Yes,
live o'clock.
we are live o'clock. We are live o'clock here at KoJack's. Got KoJack's live going on today. It's a 1-2 game. I got my man Dawson here in the booth. Chris in the background, our IT guru here. We are making it happen today. And we got a good roster of players once again. We got Basil, we got Alejandro, Brian, William, Ray, Richard. Some usual suspects. Who do you think is going to be the first to 1,000 today, Dawson?
First to 1,000. I want to go with Alejandro today.
Alejandro? That's a good pick. Maybe the fan favorite. We got so far. He's got the most votes. He's got one. So the most votes so far for first to 1,000. But it's always a race. It's always a race. So we're going to go ahead and get into this game here once it starts. You can actually see me in the background somewhere, getting ready to hand off. There's my legs. Handing off a headset to our dealer Jason here, who's going to high card for the button. In the meantime, we got a lot going on here at KoJack's. January 2025 is going to be a month to remember. We've got Bomb Pot Free Roll Tournament on Monday, full-on Bomb Pot Tournament on Wednesday. We got the prize wheel on Tuesday. We're watching Charlie's game today on Thursday. And then Saturday and Sunday, weekends for tournaments. We've got the freeze out with a 5K guarantee. Ooh. You got $200 to enter. No rebuys or reentries, but there is an add-on in the middle in the first break. And we've got the $240 deep stack backed by popular demand, remaining unchanged. $240 to get in, 3K guarantee on that one. Saturday, I think, is going to be the big one this weekend.
I like the Saturday tournament. You're not fighting deep pockets there, and it's a very good guarantee.
It is a very good guarantee. And I don't know, you might see your boy out there playing it. Ooh. We'll see what happens. I work late on Saturday, so frees up my afternoon. I may be able to get into the mix. Dawson, are you going to be my main competitor?
During that one, no, I think I'll be dealing to you. I think I work on Saturday.
Okay, so you will be my main competitor.
Oh.
Contrary to popular belief, poker is a game in which you have to beat the dealer, like blackjack. You got to beat him. No, I'm kidding, of course. And we just high-carded for the button. It looks like that's going to begin in seat number 9. Mr. Richard has the button first hand here. And we got Basil in the small blind out in seat number 1. Alejandro in the big blind in seat number 3. We've got Mr. Brian coming in seat number 5. William in seat number 6. Ray in 8. And Richard in 9. So, again, a good roster here. Everybody buying in for the max of $200. Puts, by my math, about $1,200 on the table to start with.
Easy math.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've always thought of myself as pretty good at math.
I'm something of a mathematician myself.
Yeah, some of my teachers would disagree. Miss Collins, I'm looking at you. But Mr. Gemelli, look where I am now. Mr. Gemelli would take off more on my questions that I got wrong than anybody else in the class. I would study with people, and so we would learn the same things, right or wrong. And when I got them wrong, he would take off 5 or 6 points. When my friends in the study group got them wrong, he would take off 2 or 3 points.
Well, what is that?
What is that?
I think he knew you were the golden child. He had to be harder on you.
He had to be harder on me, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we're off to the races here. Enough about me. Let's talk poker.
Ooh.
Brian looking down at the A tray. Hey, we got user 3501 watching from Mumbai, India. Not Mumbai, Africa. Very cool to see you, my friend. Welcome back to the chat. Good to have you along. And we've got 2 ace-jack suiteds right here. Ray opts to call from the cutoff. Richard raising it up to $7 from the button.
Massive raise.
Massive raise. And we are off to the races here. 4 ways to the flop on the very first hand. 2 hearts come off. William pulls kind of ahead. He's got the flush draw. And no pair for anybody else. So William actually is in the lead here. That 4 of clubs, kind of a blank. Brian does turn a straight draw. We've got Kenny entering the mix. Another fan favorite.
Let's see if he catches his 4 red aces tonight.
4 red aces. User 3501 claims to be Vince. I have no proof. Brian checks his option with his straight draw. William going to bet out his draw. Ray getting out of there. No pair, no draw. Richard out of there as well. No pair, no draw. And even Brian folds. William taking down the first pot of the day. Congratulations, sir. Sipping a Corona Premier with the label facing the camera. Always love when that happens.
Some free product placement.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Corona Premier. Just saying. Just saying. I'm not asking for anything. Just saying. And then we're moving on to hand number 2. We got Kenny in the mix. We are filling up. We are now up to 8 players for this next hand. We've got Mr. Jordan coming into seat number 10. I believe a newcomer to the live stream. He is a wild card. I think, you know what, Dawson? I got my money on Jordan.
Money on Jordan.
Jordan's going to be the one. First to 1,000. Let's see what happens. William looking down at the K-deuce. Kenny, best hand in poker. How do you like that?
Ooh, in the Charlie's game.
In the Charlie's game, he folds. Okay, that's the first misstep of the day. And we've got Richard coming along with the King-6, right, with another suited Jack. This time the Jack-9, not the Ace-Jack. Brian with the pocket 8s. Alejandro, King-8 in the small blind. He comes along for a discount. 4 ways, $8 in the pot. Small pot for now. Flop comes out 5-5-4. Brian's ahead with his pair of 8s. Overpair. When you play 8s, you don't always expect to have an overpair to the board, but this is one of those cases. And a 6 comes off.
Still an overpair.
Still an overpair. Now with a straight draw, he would be tying with Alejandro if that 7 does come off. Richard, pair of 6s, not the best hand.
He's going to bet it, though.
He does bet, staying aggressive, keeping the line. Alejandro 5 to call, gets out of there with his gutter ball. Brian, still the best hand, still in the pot. We are heads up to the river. And that last card is a Queen of Spades. Brian gets the check mark. If we go to showdown, he will win the second hand of the day.
Looks like it went check, check. There.
Check, check. Brian almost mucked. But he does table the 8s. And he does get the pot. $11 in profit. Headed his way out of that $18 pot.
Oh. Looks like it got pushed to Richard. I wonder if he did muck his hands.
He may have mucked. He may have mucked. Maybe it was a card read error. That is also possible. Not likely, but it does happen every once in a while. Yeah, you're right, though. It does look like the pot went to Richard.
I wonder if that was a misread or if they considered that a muck.
Now, fun fact in poker, you do have to table your hand to win.
Both of them.
Both cards, well, all cards.
That. Yeah, all cards.
Yeah, either 2 cards in Hold'em or all 4 cards in PLO. Otherwise, you did not properly table your hand. If you're unsure whether you win the pot or not, go ahead and table your hand. Let the
That's
dealer
the
read
dealer.
it.
Yeah. That's what they're there for.
That's it. Brian, 9-7 suited. Ray, K10 suited. 2 different suits. Double suited.
Double suited.
Richard with the King-Jack suited of diamonds. So we could get to some diamond-on-diamond violence here. And once again, we are 4 ways to the flop. I see a trend here, Dawson.
I think I see the same trend. The same 4.
Queen, 7, 5 on the flop. Brian with a pair of 7s. Nobody with a pair of queens. 1 diamond for Richard and Brian.
Backdoor flush is not going to get there?
Not going to get there. A 5 of hearts comes off. No flush for any of these players. Ooh, 1 is out. Ray's out. Richard out. Brian takes down the next pot, making up for lost time here. I was lucky enough to deal last night.
There were some good tables to be dealing at last night.
Good tables. We had 3 5 on the buttons running. Right now we have 1 5 on the button and this live stream game, but that is sure to increase as we get through the evening time. School is back in session, so gotta blow off some steam. Come play some poker.
Yep.
Had one of the dealers at the table said she would tip me half of the pot if she won the next one.
And she did.
And she won the next one.
It was a very good pot.
It was dank, as the kids say. Actually, maybe the 20-year-old kids, they're no longer kids anymore. Not sure if dank is a cool word. I guess if I'm using it, it can't be. And Ray looking down at the Jack 9 again, this time not suited. Richard, a pocket pair. Basil, a better pocket pair. And Alejandro, an even better pocket pair still. The ladies showing up on hand number 4.
Alejandro tells me he knows how to handle the ladies. Let's see what he does here.
You know what they say about talkers. Alejandro facing a $17 raise.
From Basil, the Jacks. See, I bet Richard gets out of here pre-flop with his deuces.
Yeah, it looks like Alejandro's going to raise it up a little further, maybe 35. 45 is the bet. Uh-oh, William holding another queen.
Look at all these pocket pairs. My gosh.
Pocket pair count sits at 4 right now. Richard does get out of there.
Deuces, looses.
User 3501 claiming to be Vince says in the chat, way too dank. And we're heads up here so far. Basil facing a $28 call. Wearing some new shades. I like the look. Got Jack 10 adorned on his Kojack's cap. That is Basil's favorite hand. He is holding exactly half of that hand right now.
And he puts in the call.
And he does make the call. You got to wonder, does Basil feel like he's behind on this one? Next to act, raising.
Oh.
Great flop for both players. Both players with a straight draw and one overcard on the board. Basil sizing up his opponent here. Does check. Alejandro piecing out a bet. It looks like another $40.
A queen would be some crazy action right here.
A queen would be the worst card in the deck. There is only one remaining in the deck. Alejandro bets 35 to be exact. Basil has to decide. Does he put his opponent on a king? A better pocket pair? He does call. Floating for one more card. Basil now up and down. An 8 would give him a straight. Alejandro.
Flush is gone. Or
No.
flush draw is gone with that 7.
Yep. No flush here. And a 5 comes off on the river. Alejandro gets the check mark with the best pocket pair. Basil checks it over to him. Let's see if Alejandro goes for more value. He did get called on the flop. Check, check on the turn. Alejandro sizing out another bet. It looks like he is going to be going for value here.
I think Basil could definitely put him on a king here. Let's see if he's gonna make this call or not.
Basil holding effectively second pair in his mind.
Looks like he's counted up.
Counts out the call. Does make it $65 going right over to Alejandro's stack. $299 in the middle. Basil tables the jacks. Alejandro shows the queens.
I'm pretty sure someone folded pocket 5s there. That would have been a
Pocket 5.
cooler, as Basil would say.
That would have been. And Alejandro chipping up $350 in his stack. Uh-oh, Dawson.
Predictions are going good.
The predictions are going good. And we like to play a game. Who is the first to make it up to $1,000 in a 1-2 game? Dawson has Alejandro. Things are looking good. $350 in his stack. And for me, I've got newcomer Jordan to the table, hoping he'll make it up to $1,000. Now, this does show Alejandro down 4 after winning that pot, so I think our cumulative winnings chart is off a little bit. Should be up 150. But either way, the stack sizes are correct.
Yeah, he hasn't rebought yet, so.
Right, yeah, we're on hand number 5. Hopefully nobody has to rebuy after 5 hands, but it does happen. That is one of the ways that I like to play. Go all in first or second hand. Everybody thinks you're splashy, and then you can bet for value later on. We've got more pocket pairs coming at you. Who's shuffling these cards? Alejandro with the pocket 5s. William with the pocket 10s. William raising it up to $22 with one of the best hands in poker pre-flop.
10s have done me good in the past. I think Richard just threw away queen 8 suited.
Richard making a tight laydown. Alejandro with the pocket fives does decide to peel. He's going for 2 in a row and flops a set.
Fives are hot.
Fives are hot. Kenny up and down, or double guttered is actually the technical term for that. Alejandro going to bet his set. $25 to call. William not discouraged. Does like his overpair. Does like his position. He's going to make the call, as does Kenny.
That's a really good board for William. Just unfortunate Alejandro's holding the fives. Oh, the spade.
The spade comes off. Kenny and William both holding 1 spade. Let's see if Alejandro decides to bet one more time. And it looks like he is piecing out a bet. Alejandro staying aggressive here today so far, wrapping up his face as well, not giving any information away. He checks, though. And William making sure he's got black tens. Yes, indeed. The cards have not changed. And he does check as well. We're off to the river. So far, Alejandro ahead. Any spade would change that. It's a 4 instead. Kenny hits the straight.
Ooh.
On that straighty, flushy board. 4 to a straight out there. Kenny's got the high end. He bets 55. Alejandro figuring out whether or not his his set is good.
There is a flush on the board and there is a straight. Let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, not an excellent run out for a set of fives. He's holding on to the bet. Does not put it in the middle just yet. I gotta say, I like the outfit today.
Yeah, it's a cool scarf.
We've got Basil and Mini Basil. And he does make the call. $55.
Williams got to know his beat here. He had a really good flop, but that spade and that straight just is no good for him.
Yeah, up against 2 players. He is closing the action. Does not have to worry about another player behind. But at the same time, there is a lot that beats pocket tens here. Let's see if William can make the correct laydown here. He's holding some chips. And it looks like he does want to put them in the middle. Can he find the fold button?
Sean saying should have bet the turn. I think he's talking about Alejandro. I agree with
Sean
that.
Garza in the chat, my man. Good to hear from you. Yeah, Alejandro should have bet the turn, maybe charge some draws. But at the same time, if you're behind a flush, why put more money in the pot? Kenny tables the straight. William sits back.
Happy with his fold.
Got to feel good about making that fold. And the pot pushed over to Kenny. And we're moving on. Hand number 6 coming at you. Got a couple of viewers in the chat right now. Thank you for watching. Let us know where you're watching from and how are you handling this cold. I think I'm going to make a big pot of chili when I get home.
Ooh, sounds good.
I am not a Texan. I found this out. I do put beans in the chili.
That makes you not a Texan?
That's apparently it does.
I thought beans go in chili.
I thought so too.
Nothing wrong with that.
We got a room full of non-Texans here right now, apparently. I do drive a pickup truck. I do have a Texas driver's license, so maybe honorary Texan. And Jordan's got the K9. What are we thinking today, Dawson?
Ooh, K9. It's in the range.
K9.
Suited. 2. Yeah, that's a calling hand for me, even to a raise, as long as it's not too much.
And Jordan's got the police dog right now.
Oh, what K9 are we thinking today?
I think police dog.
Police dog?
Police dog. What are they called?
German Shepherds?
Yeah, that's
German
what they're. German Shepherds.
I was wondering if Basil was going to make the trip to North Korea today.
Basil sure
being at the
did.
Table, so I'm glad he was able to.
And look at this. More pocket pairs showing up. Brian with the pocket 5s. Ray with the pocket
Jeez,
6s.
these 5s are all over the place.
Who is shuffling these cards?
I've just noticed that Richard and Kenny both have 4 aces on their jackets.
Uh-oh. The battle of the 4 aces.
That's a
And
raise.
Richard just raising it up here. 3 bets to 100. That is half of the maximum buy-in, everybody.
He's
A cool 50 big blinds. And we've got Ham at the table.
Ham's a great guy. We love him.
We love Ham. Ray with the pocket sixes now. Makes the fold. Richard picks up the dead money. 42 in profit. Headed his way. Didn't even see a flop. Love
He's
when
repping
that
something
happens.
super strong there, so those low pocket pairs are going to get out.
Richard in the big blind on that last hand. Pretty strong raise. Or no, he was on the button. No, he was in the big blind, sorry. He was in the big blind on the last hand. So those strong raises from that position. It's time to put up or shut up in those situations. And we are now, I believe, 10-handed here. Oh, we are 9-handed. Seat number 2 is vacant. Still got 1 spot. If you're watching, we got that spot for you. Check us out. Come play some live stream games. We are KoJack's of Midland, poker capital of West Texas, if I do say so myself. Maybe a little bit biased because I am in the KoJack's booth right now. What is going on with Alejandro?
Oh, more ladies.
The ladies are coming out tonight. It is ladies' night on Thursday.
Ham loves the call. He's always going to see a flop, no matter what's in his hand.
9-3 of farts. It's a suited 9. Let's see if he can crack the queens from Alejandro. Ham does have position in this hand.
No queen of hearts. Oh, no hearts on the board at all.
No hearts at all, but there is a pair of 3s, giving Ham additional outs. Only a 2-to-1 dog here.
With a runner straight draw.
Alejandro betting 15. Oh, there's 2 pair.
Oh.
Alejandro not going to like this run out at all.
Absolutely not. He needs the...
Let's see if Alejandro decides to bet his overpair again, and he sure does. Ham with the snap call. $55 in the middle going from each player. A 6 comes out on the river, completing a lot of different straight draws. Any 8 gets there. Alejandro betting. Ham with the smooth call does not decide to raise in case he's up against a straight. 2 pair is good in this spot. Ham picking up his first pot of the night. Sit down, turn 2 pair. What a way to kick off the stream. Got Cody Howard in the chat. What's up, Cody? Asking if the stream table is North Korea because Basil is apparently watching from North Korea. You know what? We should name the stream table. We should make a name for it. Best name in the stream table in the chat. You get to name it. Your prize will be your legacy. Cody Howard throwing out a donkey as well. Not sure which player that's aimed at, but you know what? It might as well be aimed at me.
A donkey is someone who rebuys, right? Because that's what the donkey trophy was.
Donkey is a bad player.
So when someone donks, they're betting bad?
The donk bet is actually has an interesting history. Back in the day, pre-solver days. Oh, we got Richard B in the table
Double
here,
Richard.
joining us seat number 2. Richard Barber, one of the great players here at 1-2.
Ham with the Charlie.
Ham with the Charlie playing the 5-3. Brian with the ace-8 offsuit. Both red cards. Queen 9 suited for William. Gonna play that one. Richard now holding the pocket 5s.
The pocket 5s are just rotating around the table.
Seems like the 5s are not separating. This is going to be a fun game. How many hands in a row does a player get pocket 5s? And it looks like Ham is going to call the 13 additional. Completing to 15. We've got 78 in the middle. one of the bigger pots so far this evening. We are only on hand number 8, but we are up to almost $80 in the pot. Jack 4 deuce comes out. Alejandro flopping top pair.
Ham with a very good straight draw. Up and down.
Ham up and down. Love to see it.
We did see another ace folded pre-flop, though. So hopefully looking for the 6 here.
Yes, sir. A couple of aces out of the deck already. Ham coming along for the ride for 50 more. He's after the rest of Alejandro's stack.
I see him calling all the way down here with that draw. Unless he misses on the river.
And there's another 4. Alejandro does not slow down, placing another bet. Ham placing another call immediately.
Oh, Alejandro was all in there.
Yeah. Ham up and down. There's a 3 on the river. Does not give Ham the straight. Rivering a pair. The donk bet comes from a player betting out of turn, which is pre-solver considered to be a poor play. But it does have its time, especially now that the solvers have worked their magic on different poker situations.
So just a donk is when you bet out of turn. It's not your turn to bet. Someone actually in front of you.
If you are not the pre-flop raiser and you're in early position, on the flop, if you bet out of turn, if you bet out of flow, I should say. If you are not the pre-flop raiser and you place the first bet post-flop, that is usually considered to donk lead or a donk bet.
Okay. We're learning lingo.
There you
Slowly
go.
but surely.
Slowly but surely. We are coming along. Yeah, the typical, I guess, practice would be to check to the initial aggressor. But if you opt to bet instead of check to the initial aggressor, it's considered a donk bet. You'll want to do that with strong 2 pairs, things that the opponent doesn't expect you to have.
Yeah.
You don't want to scare him off of the hand if you're betting for value.
Ham
Or-
laying down 2 cards.
Ham folding for the first time maybe in his life. And Brian with the 5-4 here making the call. Kenny with the ace-queen, raising it up to 15. Getting a call from Jordan.
Ace 10 suited used to be one of my favorite hands. I hate it now.
Yeah, that's... Yep, once you play it enough times, you realize, maybe this isn't all it's cracked up to be. Kenny continuing the aggression, betting 25. Jordan getting out of the way. Brian folds. All right, the button moves. We've got Basil now on the button. Alejandro in the big blind. Ham trying to straddle. We do not allow straddles at the 1-2 game. You can, of course, blind bet, blind call, but it is not considered a straddle. You will not get last action pre-flop. We save the fun stuff for the 5 on the button. We do bomb pots for 5 on the button. We do straddles. We do sleeper straddles. We are KoJack's in Midland.
Bomb pots are a lot more fun than I give him credit for. It's very, very fun when he flop the nuts.
Yeah, right. Very fun when you flop the nuts in any poker game.
Oh, yeah. Just a lot less likely when you only got 2 cards in your hand and 1 board.
Yep. Yeah, not quite as fun if you don't flop the nuts.
Some pocket 6s.
Pocket 6s this time. The 5s are not coming out. Not this time, at least. We got King Queen for Richard. Ace Jack for Ray and Richard. Oh, Richard B. Mr. Barber has the King Queen. Richard Standard. Richard Regular.
Richard the dealer.
Richard the Dealer has the Ace Jack offsuit. Hooded Richard. Richard A and Richard B.
Perfect.
It looks like we've got a pot already. We're over $100 in the middle. And we could see our first family pot of the live stream.
Richard B is wondering if he's getting any callers. Looks like a couple.
Looks like a couple. And it looks like only one player has folded. We're 9 ways to the flop. Who is out? Looks like everybody's in. 5-4 deuce on the flop. Kind of missing just about everybody. Jordan with the gutter ball here. Pocket pair of sixes is best.
Oh, Brian's holding a 6 too.
Yeah, Brian with the pair of fives and the 6.
Ace jacks are not hitting at all tonight.
Not the best hand for the day. But you know what they say, law of large numbers means it has to hit sooner or later. Brian, first to bet, gets the pot. Call that a semi-bluff.
Yeah, top pair.
Top pair, good redraw. And he will scoop that $122 in profit, headed his way. Brian on the way up to $1,000, now sitting at $308 in his stack. He is in second place, according to the stack chart here. Kenny still in first at $363. Meg has to be happy about that one, though I haven't seen you in the chat yet, Meg. Give us a shout when you arrive.
Brian got engaged yesterday to Mac, didn't he?
Brian did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, congratulations.
The clap one, right?
Hit the clap one.
Congratulations, Brian and Mac.
Congratulations.
You know, I haven't seen Brian play up here a lot, but I did play the bomb pot with him yesterday, and he seems like a very good player.
Yes, indeed. An accomplished player, as most of these are.
Double queen 5.
No pocket fives on this hand, but plenty of fives are out. Basil, Alejandro, and Richard B. all holding fives. Flop comes out with a 5. Ah, missed it. Flop comes out ace high instead. Ace 7 deuce. Alejandro flopping the best pair so far. Not a great kicker. Another deuce comes off, and Alejandro actually already gets the check mark. All other opponents are drawing dead. As long as Alejandro stays in the hand, he will get the pot. And he bets 20, taking a stab with his top pair.
That was the hand to play 7 deuce.
That was the hand.
It's always the hand until you fold it, which is always.
Content Man 69 in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Cracking up at our jokes, I assume.
How much do we pay that live studio audience?
That live studio audience is here on a volunteer basis.
Oh, yeah, they just like watching some good poker.
We did not take anybody against their will to put them in the audience. And we will never do that either. It's it's actually Chat GPT that we have held hostage, making it clap at our will. Now, Ray with the King 10 suited here.
Just going to put in the call.
Just going to put in the call. Richard with the Queen Deuce coming along. 2 cards. Looks good enough. King 6 of hearts for Jordan. Raising it up to $16. Trying to get a couple of folds there.
And Ham's got 2 cards here as well.
Ham 7-5 offsuit. Got a little gamble in him today. Brian with the pocket sixes. I think this is actually his second time with pocket sixes. Ray now figuring out, is it worth it to call? Pot odds may dictate a call here. And he does come along for the ride. Richard with the Queen Deuce offsuit. Trying to figure out what kind of flop would help me out here. Is it literally only Queen, Queen, Deuce? He opts, hey, the odds are good enough. He calls. Looks like 16 was the bet. Ace 4, 7. Ham flopping a pair of 7s. Alejandro with the pair of aces once again. This time 2 pair. His kicker is a pair of 4s. Content Man. Yes, we are in Midland. Come check us out. We are KoJack's in Midland. I might be a little bit biased, but I think it's the best poker club in Texas. Maybe the best poker club of all time.
Jordan puts in a little bluff here.
Jordan betting 35.
Alejandro's gotta be loving that.
And it looks like Ham's coming along for the ride here. Alejandro calling with 2 pair. Jordan with a couple of backdoor draws. Let's see. He's going to like a lot of turn cards. The 3, maybe not one of them that he likes a whole lot. Still needs a 5 for straight. Ham, of course, holding one of the 5s.
Jordan gonna put it all in here.
Jordan going all in, saying, I've got a strong ace. Call me it if you dare. Alejandro's 2 pair, though. Maybe just... Wow, he does!
Wow.
He makes the call, as does Ham. I was going to say that 2 pair may be just too strong to fold.
Yeah, I'm not folding that. Not with that board.
Ham 7-5. Second pair needs some help. Content man, all you got to do is sign up for our live stream. If you want, you can call up here and we will put you on the live stream list, or download the Poker Atlas app. There you can check out what games we've got running, how many tables we have, and you can add yourself to the list. You can put yourself on any of the 5 on the button games, the 1-2 games, or any of our upcoming live stream games. And that's about it.
Scoop in here. No help to Jordan or Ham.
And of course, Content Man, you will have to pay a $69 fee. 1 fee to me, 1 fee to Dawson. Cash only, untraceable by the IRS.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's absolutely free to sign up for our live stream. All you got to do is bring a buy-in and enough to cover our daily membership, and you will be good to go.
Or you could just hit quads and get a grinder pass.
Hit quads, spin the wheel of prizes, which, by the way, the wheel of prizes will be in a full effect on Tuesday, running at max power. Jack's full or better gets you a wheel spin. I anticipate probably 35 wheel spins on Tuesday, on this coming Tuesday. Every other day, we are running the prize wheel at reduced power, about 50% power, just because we need to give that thing a break after Tuesday, after the workout on Tuesday. Any quads are better all week long. Both cards must play, and you have to win the hand. Of course, you've got to show down your hand. Anything, any game that plays with more than 2 cards, you've got to flop your quads are better. But we do give away free memberships. We give away free time at the table. We've got a prize for a small bottle of Crown.
Oh, yeah.
And a bottle of Patron. So come check us out and see if you can win that prize wheel. Kenny looking down at the King 7. Ray with the Jack 4. What's a Jack for?
A Jack is for folding.
For picking up your car. And Richard with the 8 tray of clubs. And Basil with the Ace 6. Alejandro 10-9 of hearts. Brian with the Ace 6. William with the 7-5.
Bunch of unconnected cards here. Alejandro.
A lot of unconnected cards. I think Richard has a pretty good one. Ray notches him out if clubs come off. Let's see what happens here. 1 club, 2 4s, and a king.
Jack holding the 4, or Ray holding the 4. Well, that's what the Jack's for.
There you go.
To get
To flop, flop trips. Yeah, that's all it takes. Kenny and Ham both holding kings. And now a queen enters the mix. Kenny going to bet out with his top pair. Not a great kicker. But Ray is going to smooth call.
Doesn't want to kick anyone out. Wants to get some more money in the pot.
Content man just wired us 139 into a joint bank account. Thank you very much. The scam worked, Dawson. And a 5 comes off on the river. Now it is a 3rd diamond. Let's see if that slows anybody down. Certainly not Kenny. He's coming out betting.
It's hard to think you're not good here with a top pair.
It is, yeah. It's hard to put your opponent on a 4, but when you're 8 ways to the flop, anybody could be holding anything. And, of course, Ray makes the call. Somewhat of a crying call. Kenny turns over the king and laughs as Ray turns over the 4. And Ray scoops that pot, $136 in the middle, headed his way. Alejandro up to $676. Is that right?
He just scooped a big pot, yeah. A big pot and a side pot.
Ray in fourth place as far as the chip count leaderboard is concerned, 227. Jordan sitting at a cool 200. And Alejandro making strides towards 1,000. He's got Charmander helping him out today. His chip protector over there.
Oh, that chick protector.
Amazing.
That one and the Thor hammer from Richard.
The Thor hammer. Yeah, we've got Battle of the Chip Protectors here. We've got Poker Face Superman, a.k.a. Basil, with a Superman-themed chip protector.
$30 in a chair. That's all Basil needs.
That's all you need. Now, Basil will go dry before adding back on. Definitely a strategy that I agree with personally. Ray with the 5 tray, the best hand in poker. Richard with the ace-9 suited. Couple of aces out there. Jordan with the ace-6, Ham with the ace-deuce. William playing the 7-deuce. A spicy move, I got to say. Oh, okay, he does fold. I was going to say, that's pretty spicy. I like it. But the book does say to fold that one, so I can't fault him there.
Yeah, I just want to see 7-deuce win one time. That's all.
Yeah, we did miss. We already saw that board that came 7-deuce-deuce, so... odds are not good that we'll see another one. Brian with the pocket 8s here. Going to be calling $16.
5, 6, 10. No one holding 2 clubs.
Alejandro got some backdoor draws there. Really struggling to see nobody really connecting too hard with this flop. Jordan getting second pair. Second pair top kicker. You know it's not a great hand when there's no abbreviation for your hand. Top pair top kicker. Good abbreviation. Second pair top kicker. It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as nicely. Brian is going to bet his 8s. He does have the best hand right now. Maybe bluffing with the best hand here. Jordan with the ace-6. He's going to come along for the ride. He does have the ace of clubs. Could backdoor into a strong flush. Now, forgive me, Jonathan, with your last name. For Quarian. Jonathan does play here. Cheering on Ham. We got some Ham fans in the chat. A 4 comes off on the turn. Brian now looking for a 7 to make a straight, but still does have the best hand. Let's see if that queen slows things down. It is a queen of clubs. I'd love to see a 3-bet from Jordan here, holding the ace of clubs. But he does fold. And that'll do it. Brian scooping another pot, picking up to 417 in his stack. We could be, Dawson, we could be moments away from the first player making it to 1,000.
We could.
Then we
Give
got
Alejandro another hand, and
that's all it takes.
See?
Another big hand. And we got Kevin coming into the box, one of my favorite dealers. Fun fact, he does love dealing our freeze out, which is going to be coming back on Saturday for every Saturday in January. A $5K guarantee on that tournament. Only $200 to enter. No rebuy, no re-entry. This is a true freeze out, depending on your definition of the word freeze out. The reason I say that is because there is an instant add-on, $100 for 20K in chips right at the beginning. And at the end of registration, you can add on another 20K for another $100. So if you come in total of $420, you get everything. So make sure to come check us out. Again, $5K guarantee on that one. Should be good. I'm looking forward to it on Saturday. Yeah, Jordan with the German Shepherd, but does fold it. King-9 offsuit. He's not sniffing a good board for that one. And we got Richard B here.
I've been trying to play some more connectors myself, but I don't like those 3 gappers.
The 3 gappers are tough. The bookends are the worst. But at least they do connect.
Brian with some pocket jiggities. He's been looking down at pocket pairs all night.
Brian keeping the streak alive. Let's see how much value he can get. Oh, just $9.
Ooh, that's what you got to do with Jack sometimes, though.
Sometimes. Yeah, there's no right way to play him. Did have the best hand pre-flop. Did end up with the best hand as the hand ended. Not able to capitalize too much on value, but hey, that happens sometimes. I think the worst is when you're playing a tournament, you're in the big blind, you look at pocket aces, and it folds to you.
Yep.
I feel like that is the worst feeling.
Especially late in the tournament when
When every blind matters. At least you
Yeah.
get your own blind back, but God, if only someone had bet a little bit. Jordan now looking at upgrading from King 9 to King 10. Basil with the Ace 8. Richard B, Queen 7 suited. Ham with some suited connectors. What do you think about that one, Dawson? 5-6.
he might even raise that.
Look out. Ham
Oh, just putting in the call.
putting in an aggressive call. Ray with a gapper here, the 6-4 of spades. Now, Basil's got the ace of spades. Here's where I think he's going wrong. You got to shove with the ace of
That is
spades.
the best card in the whole entire deck.
Every time you see it, go all in. That strategy and more in my poker advice class. Make sure to sign up today.
Ham flopping trips here, but Ray with a up and down straight draw.
Yep, Ham with the trip fives. The pocket pair of fives is now on the board.
Oh, yep. It went from hand to hand to hand to the board.
Finally making its rounds. We got Megan in the chat saying best poker stream ever. We did it. We've arrived. We made it, Dawson. Best poker stream ever. I can't believe it.
We have upgraded from one of the streams of all time to the best stream of all
Ever.
time. Ever. In the history of ever.
And there are 2 hearts on board. William with the queen of farts. But he does fold. Now looking for that backdoor flush draw. Ray up and down 33 to call, facing a bet and a 3-bet, but does decide to peel off another card. Richard, on the other hand, getting out with his pair of sevens. Now, if you're Ham, are you putting your opponent on the case 5? Or are you thinking he's got hearts?
I don't know how to say
Another 5 out there. Ham with
Oh.
quads.
We're going to get a wheel spin.
Now both cards must play. Unfortunately, that 10
7.
does defeat Ham's opportunity to make a wheel spin. But it does not defeat his opportunity to take down a pot. He bets 45. Ray folds. Ham picking up $175 in the middle.
Doesn't even show his quads.
Quads. Quads. First quads of the night. That's how you do it. Play the suitor connectors. And that's how you get there. The chat is blowing up. We got SPRXT saying he lost $1,200 here. Wife left him, took the kids, don't care. She can keep him. Sounds like a win. I'm kidding. Content man saying bro was laughing at the case 5 and it dropped. Hey, look, when you got good instincts, I don't know.
The 5s have been all over the place tonight.
This is the night of the 5s. And what time is it? It's 6:55 p.m.
Oh, if only it was January 5th,
Wow.
2025.
Mind blown. Alejandro holding a 5. Ham holding another 5. Let's see if he goes for quads twice in a row. He does make the call. Can't hit quads, but he doesn't know that yet. Richard with a Jack 9. Kenny a pair of pocket 4s. Raising it up to $17. Ray with a 10-7. Richard getting out of there, I think. Yep. If you hear things falling in the studio, it's not my fault. I don't know why Dawson keeps dropping stuff. What is your problem, dude?
It's actually this live studio audience behind us.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're just dropping stuff. I don't know.
That's exactly what it is. It's not me. There's no way it could be me. It looks like Kenny's going to place a bet of $30 here with his pocket 4s, which actually is the best hand. Bluffing with the best hand, and he'll take down that pot. $86 in the middle, headed his way.
I would really like to see us implement the bomb pots into the 1-2 games eventually.
Eventually. That may or may not happen. I cannot speak to that. But I do know that in the $5 on the button game, we do a $10 bomb pot, which is double the blind. So if we double the big blind in the 1-2 game, $4 a player times 9 players at the table, $36 in the middle. Not a huge pot.
It really is not.
We're already to 13. We're already to 23, excuse me, in this pot. Now we're at 33. Richard with the ace queen. What does he raise it up to?
Oh, it's a lot of money to that hand the other night.
The parking lot hand.
Yep.
Jinx. And Richard going to just call here on the button. He's got position working for him. Going to try and see a cheap flop.
Basil's almost got Jack 10.
Almost. Flop comes out. 10-6-5. No pair of 10s for Basil. Only one diamond for Richard. Nobody holding a 10 or a 6 or a 5 for that matter.
I think this first time all night we've seen nobody holding a 5.
That's true. Alejandro with the gutter ball here looking for a 3. And Kenny's going to bet 40. Basil only $2 behind. Does throw the 2 in the middle.
Ooh, good luck all in it.
And Richard folded the ace-queen here. Interesting laydown. I may have wanted to peel one card, though I guess for $40 more. Not quite. Not quite cheap enough for 2 overcards.
Got some side pot action going here.
There's a 7 right there. Side pot action. Looking strong.
We need a 9, Basil.
And there's a 6 on the river. Kenny. King high. Got to take it down.
That's something I was not ready for in, when I first started dealing was ace high, king high showdowns.
That happens.
It do surprise me a lot.
That happens. Yeah, sometimes it takes me a minute or two searching for a pair.
Yep, and I'm like,
Before I realize, oh, there is no pair here. Okay, it must be a straight. No straight.
oh, so the flush then.
So, no flush.
Obviously, it's quads.
No quads. Yeah, especially on those double paired boards.
Oh,
Expect
yeah.
somebody to have one of them to make a
Yeah.
boat. But and look at this, Alejandro really agonizing over the decision here with the 4 deuce. He checks. He decides not to try to bluff Kenny out of the side pot, and Kenny turns over the king high. Alejandro knows, of course, that he's no good. But 3 clubs on the board, 4 to a straight on the board, 3 to a straight on the board.
Looks like Basil's going to be our lucky number 3rd rebuy of the night.
Here he comes. Digging into the bankroll, it looks like.
You know what they say, when you rebuy, you get pocket 5s.
Is that what they say?
Something like that.
Thank God. We need more pocket 5s today. Meg in the chat saying she's late, but hashtag Team Kenny. Good to have you along, Meg. And let's go ahead and pull up this chip count leaderboard here. Kenny was actually on the top for a while. Alejandro did surpass him over $600, but now down to $591. Kenny just shy of $420. Brian at $407. Ham at $252. Basil just adding on for $100. Megan saying this game is wild. Y'all should make a poker TV show and call it Dawson's River
Instead of the creek.
instead of the creek. Dawson's River, a little poker pun there.
That's why I love Matt's last name so much.
Matt
Rivers.
Rivers.
Matt Rivers and Ace. That's crazy. That's
Matt
sick
Rivers a flush. Yeah, the puns are endless. Yeah, he's got a great poker
fun. He
name.
was meant to play poker.
Great poker name. And that's his real name.
Yeah.
Didn't have to change it. Look at this. Alejandro with the ace-10 suited, now drawing dead after that flop of 9-5-4.
Basil's got a 4, 5, 6, 7. Looking for an 8. So put it
William.
straight to a 9 or
Yep.
a tray.
And William with the set of 4s here. Best hand he's seen so far. He does decide to go all in.
Ooh, with Kenny calling, I wonder if Basil's going to chase this.
Kenny calling right away with top. He is far behind, though, unfortunately. Still has outs. It
Basil's
is still possible.
hard at his draw. I love being in Richard B's position right here where you're just waiting for the guy next to you to finish tanking so you can fold your hand.
Yep. You can see it on his face. He's ready to get out of there. He says, I've spent too long in this pot. It is time for me to move on. Our dealer, Kevin, one of my favorite dealers, squeezing out a quickie on. That's how you know you've tanked for a while.
Basil is really considering a call here.
Basil is up and down.
It's a good draw, especially with 2 cards still to come.
Richard B. pointing out that Superman was holding a $5 chip and says, you got to put that on the table, man. And it looks like Basil, maybe talking himself into a call. $200 in the middle, 100 to call, thereabouts, 93.
If he puts it all in here, he only lost 100.
There he goes.
But if he ends up winning, he's going to be upset he didn't buy back for 200.
That's true.
That's
Sort of a buyer's remorse at the poker table. And Basil does put his chips in the middle. Now, Richard folds, but action on Alejandro, who also folds. Ham gets out of the way.
If I'm William here, I'm quivering, I'm shivering in my timbers a little bit with all these callers. It's a very good hand, but all these people are on some good draws.
Bottom set versus lots of draws. Let's see what the card gods, a.k.a. Kevin, decides to put out here.
Let's see if Ham can lay down 2 cards. Oh, it looks
He
like
sure did. And Brian's out of there as well.
Graphics are just catching up.
Catching up here. And a 6 comes off. And another 5. William boats up. Picking up 4s full. Not quite good enough for Basil to make it straight. Kenny's top pair. No good here. And William tables the set. Sorry, the boat. And it looks like Kenny scoops that $10 side pot.
It's nice to win something.
Nice to win a little bit of something back. And Kenny has to watch as the pot gets pushed to the seat right next to him. William picking up one of the bigger pots of the night.
Yeah,
William
big
now
pot.
up to 390 in his stack. Kenny at 324, still up on the day. Now Kevin shuffling things up. Getting ready to pitch out a monster.
Pitching some heat.
Pitching heat.
Sorry. Here we go. Got Richard B in the small blind, Alejandro on the big blind. Ham looking down at 2 cards. Always a favorite hand of his, and he's going to raise it up. Ace Jack this time. 2 very good cards. William holding an ace. Brian with suited connectors. A lot of them getting out here. Brian calls with his suited, and we're heads up to a show, to a flop. Is that what the 3 cards are called? 6, 2, 4, rainbow. No hearts for Brian. Does pick up a 6. We need a double gutter. Ham winning with a high card right now. There's a 3, so 5 would give Ham a straight. He's still holding the best of it. I'm gonna put a stab out here, and Brian's gonna instantly fold, as he should. Holding nothing, drawing to nothing. Could have been pitching some more heat. Let's see who will catch the heat. Brian putting in the call. William gonna lay down his K7. Kenny coming in with Queen 4 suited. Yeah, the 5s. Got Richard holding the 5, Basil holding the 5, Alejandro holding the 5. The 5s remain hot. Ham quit picking up another big hand, Queen Jack. No raise, so he's gonna opt to do it for him. Makes it 40 to play. Brian laying down his connectors. Kenny's gonna come in with his Queen 4 suited. Interesting call. Richard with the Dolly Parton, that's what we call that one.
The old 9 to 5.
Suited, too.
Facing a $38 bet, or $38 raise, does lay it down.
I laid down a straight flush pre-flop yesterday. It would have been my very first one.
Dang. It's always the hands you don't make
Yeah.
that you remember, isn't it? We do have a flop here. It looks like a face card. It looks like a 10 card.
Mystery flop.
Mystery flop. Is it a jack and a 10? Or is it a queen and a 10? Either way, Ham's betting it. And either way, Kenny's raising it. Either way, Ham's shoving over the top of it.
Ham doesn't even need to see the cards. He'll play it with mystery cards. Who needs a flop when you got Queen Jack in your hand? There's a he has a queen. Spades come out. No one.
Queen 4 for Kenny. 2 pair. Ham pair queens, decent kicker, but not going to be good enough this time.
Sorry, how much, C2, how much did he add?
It was a black card, but it was not a spade for Ham.
Another 10 on the board. Wait, did pair the board, no? Oh, a 3 on the river. 3, 4, ace, queen, 4. 3, 4, ace, queen, 10. And Ham getting up from the table for now.
Probably going to go play the slot machine we got.
Yes.
I love when the players call it that.
That
Cracks me
ATM
up.
slot. You never lose.
Nope, it always cashes.
And Kenny chipping up. Now up to 623, officially at the top of our chip stack leaderboard here.
Come on, Alejandro.
Alejandro just barely behind at 585. We've got a game we like to play. Who is going to be the first player to 1,000? And so far, Kenny is in the lead, more than halfway there. And Ham returns.
Make sure he makes it back for the next hand.
Pulling out a couple of blue bills. Ready to play for 200 more. While Kenny stacks up the last of Ham's chips. Ham putting out a $1 blind with a green chip. That does happen sometimes. And one thing I do not like to do when I buy back in is make change with the new chips with the person that I just lost to.
That's what ends up happening all
I
the
just
time, though.
get rid of those chips. They didn't work for me last time. Why would they work for me this time? Ray with the 10-9. Richard with the queen 10. Jordan with the premium here. Big slick ace-king with the ace of spades. Making a small misstep here. Only raising it up to 20 instead of going all in. Anytime you see the ace of spades, you got to shove. And we've got 5 players to the flop. $104 in the middle. Jordan far and away ahead pre-flop. That could change. Ham actually up and down now with that flop and a backdoor flush draw. 2 8s on board. Nobody holding an 8. Nobody holding a 7. Nobody actually holding a pair at all. There's a 4 right there. Ham gets there and has the straight flush redraw.
Oh.
I didn't see if the 7 of spades was folded, but if it's live, Ham betting $25 into a big pot. Now, action on Jordan here, who does lay down the 2 overcards. Ham with the check mark.
Brian needs a 10.
And it's an ace. Jordan may be kicking himself in the short term, but once he sees what Ham turns over, he does flash it as he folds. Jordan got to be feeling pretty good about that one. On days like today, Dawson. God, I wish I brought a little cash with me. This game is giving me the itch. Definitely want to play some poker, mix it up with some of these guys. This
Ham's
1-2 is
dude
a
to play
fun.
with.
What's that?
I said, I didn't mean it after, but Ham's a fun dude to play with. I was playing with him last night. He's a funny dude, man.
He is hilarious.
He's a very good guy too.
Quick with a joke, heart of gold, good poker player, loves to gamble,
Loves the punt.
loves to punt.
He kept calling on the river last night, just saying, keeping you honest, and then mucking his cards. He's a good player to have at the table, man.
He
Really
is great for the game. A good ambassador for our poker room here at KoJack's in Midland. And look at this. Speaking of which, good cards for a good guy. Ham looking down at the big slick. This time black ace, but not the ace of spades. So a raise to $20, $25 here is acceptable. I would have liked to see a shove on that last one with the ace of spades. And Jordan may be looking off into the distance, wondering what could have been. And Richard B. coming along for the ride as well with the Jack 7. I like Brian's hand this time.
7-4. That's
I like
the one that cracked all
7-4.
these.
Instead, nope, there's that
Oh.
ace of spades. Ham hits top. Checks around. Ham on the button. Going for a little value here. Sizing up a bet of 30. 25. Kenny making the call with his pair of aces as well, though he is outkicked.
So hard to get away from aces.
Yeah,
Can't.
it is.
It's the best pair from what I've heard.
By my math, it is the top pair possible. And a deuce comes off, pairing the board. Ham going to bet again for value. Looks like another 25. And a snap call from, 50 this time. Snap call from Kenny. And a jack of clubs on the river.
No help to Kenny.
No help to Kenny. Ham still best. Check on the river. And Ham will scoop that $379 pot, putting him up to $538. We've got a couple of players over the $500 mark now. Ham and Alejandro are the couple of players. Kenny down to $473, only just shy of that $500 mark. We have been streaming for about an hour now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're having a good time, staying warm here in the booth. It does get hot in here. For some reason, the AC vent does not reach, but it is cold outside, cold enough to freeze.
Yep.
That's why we've got that freeze out coming up. Saturday is the day for that, 2:30 p.m. Hey, Dawson, when's the best time for a dentist appointment?
Tooth hurty.
Tooth hurty. Also the best time for a freeze-out tournament with a massive guarantee. $5K every weekend. Now, here's the catch. No rebuy. No re-entry. One entry is all you get, but you can come in for $200 or you can come in for $300 and get an extra $20K in chips. We'll also have an add-on at the end of registration for another $20K in chips for $100. So I say bring $420 with you. Buy in, get all the chips you can. Take down that $5K guarantee.
It's really a great tournament when you're not battling rebuys.
That's true.
I really like that.
I love the structure on that. Ham with the pocket queens now. Going from ace king to pocket queens.
Little upgrade.
A little upgrade, raising it up to $25. Same raise. A lot of the more experienced players will open for the same amount regardless of their hand. Basil with the queen 10 here.
I've been told to keep your value bets and your bluffs the same, around the same price.
There you go.
Keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing. Give no information away. Ham giving off as little information as he can by betting $50 with the best hand so far. There is one overcard on the board here, that king. Ham is undeterred.
No one holding it.
No one holding it. Brian Collin with his pair of threes. And there's another king.
Ooh, both with 2-pair.
Ham is either way ahead or way behind now with that other pair. And an 8 comes off, giving Ham the check mark. He bets another 50 quickly. And Brian thinks about it for a hot second before calling.
2-pair top kicker. It'd be hard to get away from that.
Yep. Kings and threes. Not good enough here. Kings and queens will take down that pot. Ham probably glad he rebought.
Ooh, I might have to change my decision to Ham here.
Ham up to
Being 300
720. Dawson throwing his hands up in the air and saying, wait a second, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe Ham first to 1,000. I've still got faith in my man Jordan, sitting at a cool $200.
I would love to see Richard B turn that 50 into 1,000 next 5-6 hands.
Richard B at the bottom of the chip count leaderboard for now. We've seen chips flying around. We've seen a lot of crazy action, and we've got more to come. So, yeah, Richard could capitalize on that one.
Were you here that night that Ham was standing up with his rack trying to go and ended up doubling what he had? I think he like tripled what he had, and he was just sitting there trying to go. Won like 10 straight hands over and over. It was on the craziest heat I've ever seen in my life.
That is Ham to a T.
He went from needing maybe half a rack to almost 3.
Ham is as unpredictable as they come, as are his chip counts. LeVar Ball Jams in the chat saying, get Caden Orr on the live stream. He's first on the wait list. We've got him next up. As soon as one of these players decides to move along, Caden Orr will be on there, my man. Thank you for the rec. And it looks like Brian now with the ace-queen. Ace-quisha.
Building a very nice spot here.
And Basil with the king-quisha. Yeah, 156 in the middle.
Oh, never mind, I got him. Thank you.
Joey in the box now, dealing out some heat. Jack 10-6. Ho! Basil's up and down here. Brian with the gutter ball to Broadway.
Checks around with that pre-flop action.
And a 4 comes off on the turn. Kenny sizing out a bet here with his pair of jacks. Top pair for Kenny. Good enough for a $75 bet. About half pot. Basil only 50 behind. Would have to go all in to make this call.
Yeah, that's a hard call. You need to. It's a pretty good draw, though.
And he does make the call. Love to see it.
If everyone else gets out here, maybe they can run it twice. A little run it twice action.
A little 2X. Ham getting out of the way as well with his 9-4. And it looks like we are heads up.
Got the 1v1.
One card to come. And it's an ace.
Oh!
Basil gets there. Basil turning over the Broadway hand.
You got Jacks. I got Broadway.
And that'll do it. Basil more than doubling up here, up to 181 in profit. 256 in his stack now.
Comeback Central.
Comeback Central. Seat number 1.
I've noticed players really like seat number 1. What is that seat all about?
You know what? I don't. I must not be a good player because I do not like seat number 1.
I don't like being in the dealer's way.
You know, it's not even about that. I just can't see the rest of the table.
Yeah,
I
that's true,
prefer
too.
4, 5, or 6. Those are my spots. 3 or 7, acceptable. 1, 2, 8, 9, not the place I want to be. I'll sit there if I have to.
I will say the tournament I won, I was in seat 1, so maybe there is some kind of magic going
Maybe
on there.
there's something to it.
Jack 10. Richard holding the basil.
Richard B raising it up to $10.
We got Miss Keisha coming around with the food order.
That's right. One of the many services you can expect here at KoJack's. William with the Queen Jack. Couple of jacks out there. Now it's Richard's turn.
Gonna
The
shove it.
Ace King. Just shoving it. No ace of spades. Kind of a misstep. But he does count it out for the dealer.
Let's have the ace of clubs.
Looks like $89, $88. Oh, 95. Okay. And Richard B. all in to call. Does he opt to do so? Yes, he does, and he's pulling out cash already.
That's how you guarantee it comes.
That's right. He's getting chips either way at the end of this hand.
You stand up and you start pulling out the cash. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it looks like Brian makes
also
the
coming
call.
He's priced
Almost
in.
all in. King 5 of spades. Let's see what happens.
Is it a call in the end or a fold?
Joey making sure the pot is right. We're going to have a pot and a side pot. 3 players in.
Let's see what kind of flop Joey feels like putting out right now.
I got the feeling Joey wants to keep him low. Let's see.
I see a 5 coming.
Oh, how do
And
you
a
like
queen
that?
And a jack.
And another
Oh
queen.
my gosh.
And an
Oh.
ace. Richard gets there on the end.
He does. Ace on the river. Who wrote that?
Madeline Lingle.
Madeline?
Yep, that was definitely. She wrote A Wrinkle in Time, Ace on the River, A Wind in the Door. I made that up. I don't actually know. And there you go, Richard. Getting richer at Richard B's expense, who is adding on. Keeping the game full. Caden Orr still waiting in line. But we will get him a seat sooner or later. Now, after this live game ends, which will be in just under an hour, this game will keep running. We just will not live stream it. So if you've got the itch to play some 1-2, now is the time. Come out and check us out. We're still running a 5 on the button table in the main room. Of course, we've got this live stream game here. And I believe got 4 on the wait list for another 5 on the button game. We'll have to see if we can't open another one. But so far, we got the 2 tables running. So plenty of poker to be played here in KoJack's. We are in Midland, Texas. And don't forget about this weekend. We've got the Deep Stack tournament on Sunday. We've got the Freeze Out on Saturday, now with a 5K guarantee. That should be magical. Richard B with the 10-8 making the call. Alejandro with the Jack 5 suited says no way. Bets 15. And I think Brian ships it with his pocket 7s, trying to hit a jackpot here. Kenny with the pocket 9s. And Richard facing a large bet with just 10-8 offsuit does decide to fold. Alejandro making the call here, 520 behind. He does call an additional 18. Brian still not giving anything away. Ace, Jack, Trey. 2 clubs out there. Nobody holding an ace. Brian's pair of 7s. Still second best to Kenny's 9s. There's a king. But Alejandro with the pair of jacks is in the lead. And another king will seal it up. Alejandro takes down the pot. Brian's pocket 7's no good. And he reaches into the stack here. The emergency fund. Pull out another couple of bills. Looks like he's adding on for another $200. I was lucky enough to find a $100 bill, Series 1990. And that thing looks ancient. I was looking at it, hard not to think, wow, this used to be worth something. What with the economy these days? And now we are moving on. Still a lot of viewers in the chat. Thanks for checking us out. We're having a good time watching some 1-2. Hope you're having a good day. Hope the new year has been kind to you, all 9 days of it. Let us know in the chat, have you stuck to your New Year's resolutions? It's been enough time to, I don't know, I'll admit I fell off.
Still working on mine.
Yeah, I'm working on starting mine, honestly. It's hard to say you fell off if you never really tried. Ray with the jiggities here. He's got the fish hooks. Jordan with the upside down fish hooks. 34 in the middle so far. And it looks like we're heads up. One of the smallest flops we've seen. Oh, 2 pocket pairs. Jordan hits a set. Dawson dances. And it looks like Ray is going to bet out. He's got 3 to a straight here.
Jordan making sure that was pocket sevens in his hand.
Yeah, Jordan hitting 7-7-7, the jackpot. There's a 5 on the turn. Ray's straight outs have been eliminated. He's drawing to just 1 single jack and does continue firing.
Does Jordan raise here or does he smooth call?
Yeah, it looks like he does raise 100 with that 5.
Yeah, you don't want to draw to get there.
Now that raise there does not say I'm holding a queen. So the question is, what does Ray put him on? Ray puts him on something better than a pair. And Jordan takes it down. Sean Garza in the chat saying 7-7, best hand in poker. I think Jordan would agree with you in this moment here, taking down a $214 pot. And Joey's shuffling up a winner here. He can guarantee that one of the hands that he deals will be a winner on this next one. And we are still 10-handed. Still got a good couple of viewers in the chat. Thanks again for checking us out. We are KoJack's in Midland. We got some big things planned for January. I don't want to speak too soon, but we may have some big things in the spring as well. So make sure to keep up with us. And Brian with the King 7 suited. Ray with the A-tray. Comes back just in time to put in a call. Richard with the Queen 10 and Jordan with the Ace Deuce. Both players holding clubs. $16 in the middle. By my math, 8 players all limping in. Flop could be anything. And it is. 9-5 tray. Richard B holding a pair of 9s this time. Richard A and Jordan both with a backdoor club draw.
Basil getting a free turn here. Could be an 8.
Oh, it's a king of clubs. Richard now with the straight flush draw.
Ooh.
Looking for the jack of clubs. And the river card is a jack, but not the jack of clubs. Richard gets there on the river. I'm going to call him River Richard.
I wish straight flushes were real.
Yeah, they're not. They're just like birds. They are not real. And Jordan getting out of the way. Richard seeing Brian's bet, raising him up to 40. Brian folds. Richard takes it down. $76 headed his way. 4 aces on the jacket. 5 to a straight in his hand. I feel like I'm about to break into a song here. LeVar Ball Jam saying, needs someone to get stacked for a seat to open up. It is only a matter of time, my friend. The way these chips are flying around today, I am almost certain.
I did just peep outside. We do have a couple people waiting for another table, so.
We may have to make that happen.
Looks like we got a double straddle, double blind bet here. These 5 on the button players, they love their shadows. I was going to shadow all night last night.
Yeah, it's a fun time when you have a 5, 10, 20 game.
I love the 1, 2, 20.
Yeah, 1, 2, 20 is pretty wacky. And Brian up to $5 here, but Kenny makes the call. Richard coming along with the King Jack. Richard B with the Dolly Parton here. Suited of diamonds, probably Dolly Parton's absolute favorite hand, the 9-5 of diamonds. Alejandro, German Shepherd in the big blind. $30 in the middle. 8-4 Trey.
Nobody holding 2 spades. No diamonds for Richard. Oh, there's one.
Yeah, 1 diamond for Richard. No aces for anybody else. Crazy to see.
3's the best of it right now? Yep.
Yeah.
3's and aces.
Crazy to see a 6-way pot and nobody really catching a piece of that. Kenny's got that Meg luck right now, and he's going to take it down. 30 free bucks.
You know what I think one of the best feelings in poker is when you get the big blind special and you catch a nice straight or a nice flush.
That is
It's something you wouldn't normally play.
That is one of the best feelings in poker. The other best feeling, I think, is when you're holding the nuts and you face a big bet.
Oh yeah.
Somebody bets into you. Like, all right, sure, I'll call. Okay.
Or pocket aces and you get a razor and a couple callers. And you're on the button.
Yeah, and you're just like, you know what? Why would I call when I can go all in?
Especially
I hope you're ready
ace
for
of
it.
spades.
Gotta have the ace of spades to go all in. Look at this pitch right here. Joey, lightning fast.
Brandon with a snap call.
Snap call under the gun. Snap raise to 5 under the gun.
Suited aces. I haven't been seeing a lot of flushes tonight.
No, that is true. Seen a couple of straights. Seen a couple of boats. Seen quads one time.
Alejandro's got Charlie.
Alejandro is holding the 5 trade. This is Charlie's game. We should instate a penalty if you don't play 5-3. Queen 6 Trey coming off 2 diamonds. Richard B with top pair. Brian with top pair. Better kicker. Looks like it's going to check around. That's pass interference right there from Baden.
I gotta say, it does suck having 2 suited cards and you don't see one of your suits on the flop.
Yeah, what is that about?
Alejandro gonna stay in with his 3. There's a backdoor straight draw and flush draw.
That's right. Let's see. It's a jack of clubs, though. All backdoor draws for Alejandro have closed. Now it's the battle of the queens. Richard B going to bet. He's got the queen 5. All in. Brian got to size up his opponent. Is his 10 kicker going to win? Is he up against Queen Jack? And he does fold the best hand. Richard B gets one through.
Don't look back at this live stream, Brian.
And Richard B dragging a pot, $159. Catching up for him.
What poker movie is it when you know, it almost looks like a James Bond movie and they're playing poker And it's like quads against the full house against the straight flush.
There's Casino Royale.
Casino Royale.
Honestly,
That one to watch.
this might incite some violence in the chat, but I think that's my favorite James Bond movie. It's excellent.
I love how the dealer like takes their cards and puts it into the flop, or
Right.
into the
To show,
board.
Yeah. Yeah, no one ever does that.
And then you got the two people watching and just telling the action to the other person like they can't see it right in front of them.
Yeah, that is a crazy scene.
Mr. Bond calling to a one-outer.
He's Bond. He knows. He's got spy senses, even better than spider senses. Here we are,
Come
five
on,
ways.
flush. Nope.
No,
Trip
not
queens.
just trip queens for Richard B. He likes the ladies. Or, wait a second, or maybe the ladies like him.
Smooth call.
Just smooth calling, $5.
Might do a little min click there to 10.
Let's see, a deuce on the turn. Ooh, a 6 of clubs comes off.
He's going to lock it up.
Basil checking down. There's another 3. Richard does boat up. He throws out a small bet. Looks like $10. 15. And Basil saying, what can I beat? I got the ace, but that's it. Basil does fold. Richard shows the queen to Basil sitting next to him as he scoops another pot. Is that 2 in a row
Ooh, our
with
first in a row?
queens? And just like that, we have reached hand number 33, one of my favorite numbers. This is going to be a good one. I can tell already. $158 in the pot pre-flop. That's my guess. Let's see how we get there. I'll tell you one thing, though. Joey's pitching heat right now. He's doing a good job flinging those cards around, I got to say. Ray with the pocket eights, $158 in the flop, in the pot pre-flop was my guess. Jordan with the ace queen, it could happen.
Oh my gosh, it could. With king 10 suited, is that a little bit better than jack 10 suited, Basil?
Let's see if he likes it as much. He does decide to just call. Richard with the 7-6 offsuit.
I don't think we got any 3-betting hands.
Ham not trying to squeeze. Brian with the 7-6.
Will.i.am with the 10 deuce suited.
And he's getting a discount. And he does come along for the ride. What did I say, 158? And we
Very
are
close.
almost exactly half of that. That's pretty cool. All right, off to the flop. Let's see if we get another $77 in the middle. I will consider it close enough for Jazz. Jack 7 deuce. Ham with a pair of 7s, as is Brian. Nobody holding a jack. What is up with that?
Everybody knows jacks are the best cards.
Checks around. What I meant was $158 by the river. A 5 comes off on the turn. That looks like Richard B's hand. Still second best to Ham's.
Oh, Brian's also holding 6-7.
Yep, and he does bet 25 this time. Ray thinking about whether his pair... Yeah, he does have the best hand.
That's actually a pretty decent board for some pocket eights. I'd definitely be scared of the jack, though.
Yeah, he does fold. When you're going 8 ways to the flop,
Someone's got to have it, right? Somebody.
pretty tough. LeVar Ball, we will be up until about 8:15, so a little more than a half hour on this live stream, but the game will continue on after the stream cuts out. And now Ham versus Brian. A king comes off on the river. Ham gets the check mark. Brian bets 25. If Ham calls, he'll win the pot. Can he make the call? Third pair. And Oh, he folds.
Wow. Out of character fold right there.
Folds.
Him actually had a really good fold yesterday. He folded a flush. I think it was like a queen high flush on a bomb pot board. Someone had ace high flush.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you hear about some good folds every once in a while. Ham certainly capable of making those good laydowns.
Okay.
I think the best one I heard about was player top boat.
Oh,
Set a king.
Matt Rivers.
Folds to quads.
Yep.
How do you know the other player has quads? How do you know that top boat is no good? That is crazy to me.
He did tell me when that fourth king, or I can't remember if he had the quad kings or what, but he said when that last one came out that Duplantis put his hoodie on and put his sunglasses on, he was ready for the.
He was ready for the smoke.
Yep. 2 jack nines.
Ham with the pocket fours this time, going to raise it up to $17. And William with the ace quisha here.
Well, I'm here now. Makes it better.
Pocket fours. What's a pocket four?
Holding stuff, I guess. That's where I put my money. That's where I would put my money if I had any.
If I had any.
And we're 4 ways to the flop. King 7, 8. Brian with a pair of sevens. William, no pair, no draw. Not yet.
Top high card.
There's a 10. William does improve to a draw. He turned it on the river. Still trying to work that one in. I haven't found a good spot to say that phrase yet. Kenny with the 5 deuce.
Will.i.am does not like the draw. So
A stone cold bluff from Kenny. Love to see that. Gets everybody out of the pot and drags a couple of chips. That's how you stay near the top of the chip count leaderboard. Kenny at 433. Ham at 618. Alejandro at 559. Still nobody at 1,000 yet, but not yet. We've got about 30 minutes thereabouts on the live stream before we cut things off. Still plenty of time for these players to make it up to that 4-figure mark. And we got Lauren coming in on the box here. Lauren.
One of our favorite dealers.
One of our favorite dealers indeed. And we've got the Deep Stack tournament coming up this Sunday. Make sure to come check us out. 2:30 p.m. is the time. We've got the early bird special if you register before level 2, so come out early. 3K guarantee in the Deep Stack tournament. 10K chips for free if you get there before level 2. If you have to add on or rebuy before level 2 starts, you also are entitled to that early bird special.
I'm buying and going all in.
That's the way to do that. Get an extra 20K for chips for free.
Lauren going to be giving 2 cards to every player here.
How generous. What an absolute angel. Just giving out cards. Crazy how that works. Basil with the Jack 8. Richard B with the 9 deuce. Couple of deuces out there. Couple of 6s out there. William with the 5-4. Gotta have the 5s. So far, we've seen quad 5s. Matthew Marcus asking if anyone's got pocket rockets yet. You know what? Surprisingly, no. This is the first stream in history where we've been going for an hour and a half and have not seen pocket aces.
Ooh.
Haven't even seen pocket kings, as a matter of fact.
Richard B going to go ahead and drill some trips.
Just drilling trips. Easy game. Gonna call $4, keeping everybody in the pot, he hopes.
$4 is too much.
Basil with the Jack 8 here. He's got top pair. There's a king. Let's see if that slows Basil down. Looks like it does. He checks. Richard throwing out a bet. Basil making the call.
Snap.
Snapper-owner.
Gonna need the jack, and it does.
Oh, a queen instead. Trips is best. Richard afraid of the straight.
Yeah, those are the worst boards to look at when you have a hand like trips. Just one card beats you.
Yep. Any 10 will do it. Richard not complaining, though. Stacking up some chips. Feeling fine. Thanks again for checking us out. We've been streaming for about an hour and 40 minutes. Going strong. Got a good couple of viewers in the live stream. Thanks for watching and spending your Thursday afternoon with us. We're having a good time commentating some 1-2 poker. Hopefully you're having a good time watching some 1-2 poker. Some good old-fashioned Texas Hold'em, the Cadillac of poker, as it's known.
I watched a video the other day on the origin of poker, and it used to be 2 games. Like, it was like poke and another game, something along the lines of ka, and they combined them together.
Interesting.
Polka.
Interesting. Matthew Marcus, we are in Midland, Texas, deep in the heart of the oil patch. Come check us out, my man. This is, in my opinion, maybe a little biased, the poker capital of the world. It's called Texas Hold'em, after all.
Yeah, that it is.
Pot's $108 already. Richard B. contributing another 20 to that pot.
Alejandro has to raise with the club hand.
He's got the club hand. King Jack off suit flops a pair of jacks.
Jiggity.
William with a double pair, though. Pair of queens, and his kicker is a pair of jacks. William checking to make sure it's real. Sure enough, yes, it does match the board. Does he bet? 60, it looks like. Nope, 100, sorry. I thought I was trying to read his lips.
Little pot-sized bet.
A little pot-sized bet, never hurt nobody. Alejandro with the king jack has to decide if his jack is good enough. Getting an estimation of how much William is playing. And Alejandro decides to think about it some more. Alejandro getting another size up. Checking his cards. Yep, still a pair of jacks. Checking the fridge one more time. And Alejandro decides to fold, as does Ham. William taking down the pot with 2 pair. 228 in the middle.
Pretty good bet with those draws there. You got the Broadway draw, the spade draw. I like that bet.
Forcing him out of the pot.
Lauren repositioning the button. Making sure it's in the right spot. No one paying extra blind. Let's see what kind of card she's giving out. 5 deuce suited. Queen deuce. No monsters. Alejandro is the aggressor here with his 5-2 suited. Completely misses. Waiting for our graphics to catch up here. I didn't see if that was 2 diamonds. Kind of could be on a pretty good draw here. It was red. Richard could also be on a good draw here. Looks like it was diamonds. Richard might have stayed in. Alejandro repping a very strong hand here, even though he's holding nothing. And yep, there is 2 diamonds there. Richard sees another heart peel off. Might be a little upset about that. Looks like it goes check, check. Nope, check, bet 100. Snap fold. No one at 1,000 yet. Ham at 591. Alejandro 519. Those are two big winners right now. Ham did have a rebuy, but he is back over the top of it now. Alejandro with another pair of suited connectors. Ham with K10. Gonna raise it to 15. Try to build a good pot here. Kenny with ace-6 suited. Always nice to have a suited ace. Always sucks to completely miss. Does catch a 6. No one holding a jack. Alejandro also catches a 6. But it is a completely black board. They both missed their flush draws. Gonna call with a 6. Ham likes his king 10. Probably likes it even more now. Drawn to just the queen.
How much was the bet?
Kenny's gonna try to get him off of there. Alejandro not going anywhere with his 6. That is the second pair. And Ham wants to see a river. Queen one time? Nope. Kenny throws out 100. I would expect fold here. Alejandro knows how hard it is to make a pair, but he's gonna throw it. Ham's got a 10, so he might call. But he's losing to a flush, he's losing to another straight, or just the ace-6. Ham puts in the call, gets the bad news. And I think that officially puts Kenny up to our chip leader. Seven, 7. Ooh, that's lucky.
Kenny hitting the jackpot here for his chip stack. Still shy of 1,000, but not by much anymore. Needs to win just another $230 or so dollars. He will be the victor to 1,000.
Snap call.
Lauren pitching those cards with reckless abandon.
I love how she uses her whole arm for it. Put some muscle behind it. A lot of aces out.
It looks like we got enough players here to the flop. Is that all of them except one? Richard folding the mystery hand.
Yeah, I'll accept one ace.
And William has folded as well. King 10-9, 2 spades. Richard with the nut flush draw here.
He's got top pair with a redraw to a straight.
I'd love to see it. And Ray betting his draw, $25 at a time. Richard faced with the decision. Does he want to peel off another card? It looks like he does. I would certainly do that in his shoes. Actually, I would not call here. I would go all in with the ace of spades. Dawson's got me figured out.
You got to.
Remind myself next time I play at the table with Dawson.
I know what you have.
He knows what I'm up against.
I don't know if you've ever dealt pocket aces to Robert. I always forget his last name. It always slips me. But he plays 5 on the button, always sits in seat 1. There's a jack.
There's the jack for Ray. Ray gets there, but Richard is not dead. Almost all of the spades remain in the deck.
Ray shoves.
2 times they elect.
Can Richard catch 2 spades? 1 spade.
Oh.
Richard gonna
half
go and
it.
say we're only running it once. I misspoke.
And the last card to come is a king.
No good.
Ray
Chop.
getting half the pot. Richard getting the other half. Or maybe I should say that in reverse order. Richard getting half of the pot. He gets the first half. Ray getting the other second half of the pot. Chop of Roners. Chop it up. Unless we had a misread here. And we did not. We are going to chop the full way through, not taking any shortcuts here, making sure the math is correct. And while we do that, check this out, Dawson. A whole calendar for the month of January. How crazy. What a time to be alive. We are watching Charlie's game right now on Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. every day. Saturday and Sunday, we've got tournaments running at 2:30 p.m. Monday and Wednesday, we've got tournaments starting at 6 p.m. If you like tournament poker, if you like cash game poker, if you like no limit hold'em, you like PLO, you like bomb pots, any of those things, KoJack's is your place to be. We've got lots and lots of poker. And Tuesday, we got the prize wheel. Join us for a really good time. I know. I got a groan from Dawson. Wheel puns, not my strong suit, but
They're wheelie not.
they're wheeling not. But come check us out every Tuesday. We drop down the qualifier for the prize wheel, down all the way to Jack's full or better. Both cards must play. You got to win the hand to spin the wheel. But it's worth your time. We got some good stuff on that prize wheel. Free hours, free memberships. Grinder pass, where you get free hours for an entire day.
That's definitely probably one of the most valuable ones if you you use your time right.
Easily. It could be anything. Could win unlimited with that grinder pass.
Definitely could.
And we've also got a bottle of Patron, bottle of Crown. Got a couple of other MISC prizes. Merch is on there as well. Sean Garza says, we need another 1-2 game to start up. Yes, we do, my man. We really do. And it looks like we may have close to enough on the list for that to happen.
I get out of this booth, I could put myself on that list.
Ooh, now you're talking, Dawson. I will not be joining you. You already know my secret. I'm going all in with the ace of spades.
That was the last hand of the stream.
Looks like we got about 15, 20 more minutes here on the stream.
That is correct. The stream is coming to a close.
William holding Basil's favorite hand.
Jesse Mount saying description says West Texas, the poker capital of the world. Yes, indeed. Midland, West Texas, to be exact. We've got games running almost at all times. We've got tournaments running almost every day. We've got the prize wheel going. Come check us out. January is the month to be at KoJack's.
Look at all these outs.
And does not hit any of them.
Too many outs syndrome.
Too many out syndrome. And William taking it down with Jack high. Alejandro bets he could get William off of his hand.
Definitely could.
Let's see if Alejandro has what it takes. Can't win at showdown. Can only win with a bluff if he's... Oh! And he folds. William dragging the pot. We are KoJack's in Midland. We are running tournaments this weekend. Saturday, the freeze out with a $5K guarantee. $200 will get you in. Another $100 will get you another $20K in chips. As well, a $20 instant bonus for another $5K in chips. And at the registration end, you can add on for another $20K just for another $100. So what is that? 65,000 chips for $420. Kind of sounds like a pretty deep stack, doesn't it? But that's not the Deep Stack tournament. Deep Stack will be running on Sundays at 2:30. We've got a 3K guarantee on the Deep Stack, so make sure to come out this weekend. Play them both if you got time. William with the ace jack. Probably going to call or raise or fold. One of those three. And it looks like he does raise. Is that 11? $7 is the bet. Kenny, snap call with the 10-9. You know what? I'll be honest, Dawson. 10-9, one of my least favorite hands in poker.
I hate all connectors, though. So.
Yeah. Adrian with the 8-8. Alejandro with the 7-6 of hearts. One of my favorite sets of connectors. Alejandro raising it up to $45. I guess he likes it as much as I do.
It's a pretty good squeeze hand.
It's on the button. He's got position. Adrian coming in here, one of the newcomers to the table. Adrian is kin to Basil, actually. You can see the resemblance clearly.
Oh, he did come in and play on my table. Okay. Yeah, he hit quads in his very first hand. See if he can do it again.
Must be nice. I don't think I've ever hit quads before.
They don't exist.
They don't. The limit does not exist. Adrian looking down at pocket eights, his first hand at the table.
Absolutely dominating Alejandro here.
And the flop comes out 6,
Not
7,
anymore.
5, 2 pair for Alejandro. Up and down for Adrian. Plenty of outs for Adrian, but a lot of them have been folded.
Oh. Alejandro was repping something very strong pre-flop. Now he has, oh my gosh.
Now he has a boat. Adrian still not out of the woods. Any 8 would give him a bigger boat. But look at this. Adrian goes all in before his chips even hit the felt. Alejandro makes the call.
Snap bet, snap call. Well, it's going to get these amounts right before any further action concurs.
Lauren dealing out some heat right now. It is an 8. Adrian gets there.
What a
7% heading to the river and gets the check mark by the end of the hand.
Alejandro is not happy about that. That is a cooler.
That is one to walk off right there.
Yeah, helping with the chips.
Yep, him getting the button as a consolation prize, and it looks like
that is a get up and leave hand if I've ever seen one.
Yikes.
That's hard. That's tough to hit that boat and then.
Jaw dropped from Moses Gonzalez. Absolutely. That's what happened here in the booth, too.
What was his percentage on that?
7% to the river. Looking for one of just 2 8s remaining in the deck. Hits a 2-outer. Adrian running pure right there. Alejandro got a chip rack and then pulled out a couple of bills. Adrian.
Got to be a lot of emotions going through his head right now.
Unbelievable right there. LeVar Ball saying spot open for Caden Orr. Yes, indeed, almost. It looked like Alejandro bought a rack and then bought some chips instead. And now we are moving on here to the next hand, 42. We've got just a couple of hands left before we put a bow on this thing. Had a good time on this live stream. Dawson and I are very grateful for your viewership. Chris, the man behind the scenes, the tech guru who made all this happen, also very grateful.
Also a great poker player, I found out.
That is true.
I have much to learn.
And that's why we're all here right now, checking out live streams, playing poker as much as we can. Ham, he's got a little bit to learn if he doesn't go all in here. It looks like he just raises to 25. Not good enough, buddy. You got the ace of spades. What are you doing?
Only one other ace I've seen. He could definitely hit on this flop.
Yeah, Basil holding the ace 4. makes the call. Alejandro calls as well. We are 4 ways to the flop. No, Basil does not make the call with his ace-4.
King. Oh.
Whoa, queen 9-6. Alejandro flopping 2 pair. After that last hand, though, I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that. And he does opt to bet. Ham likely to call. Kenny out of there. We're heads up to the turn here. 2 spades out there. Both players holding precisely 1 spade. Ham picking up top pair. Still dwarfed by Alejandro's 2 pair. Alejandro sizing up a bet.
This would be absolutely dirty if we make it to a river and it's another king or an ace.
Or a 9. I mean, a 6. Sorry, a 6.
Yeah, 6. So.
Kings up versus queens up. Alejandro figuring out how much Ham will call.
Anything.
He elects for a size here of TBD.
Like 50 to 75, maybe.
Ham makes the call. 99 was the bet. And a 4 comes off.
He's safe.
Alejandro gets the check mark. Ham not happy with that one. Alejandro says, tell me about it.
Yeah, Brian's looking at what's been going down, and he thinks he's next in line here.
Yes. You know what? Statistically, he is. Lawrence shuffling up the next winner. And while we do that, check this calendar out, huh? How do you like that design right there?
It's beautiful. See the king in the back.
A big shout out to my man Reese, our graphics extraordinaire. We got the wheel going every day in January, but on Tuesday, we supercharge that wheel. Quads are better all week long, but on Tuesday, jacks full or better. I think we'll get a lot of wheel spins every Tuesday. So come out. Tuesday is the day to play cash. Get that wheel spin going.
Play your boats.
Play your boats. Play just about any jack and hope it hits. William playing a jack. Speaking of which, a jack 5. Oh, maybe not. He
Can't
folds.
throw away the Jackson 5s.
The Jackson 5s. Ha! Flop comes out a 7-7. Brian with the 10-9. Kenny with the 8-5. Neither player getting a piece of that flop. Kenny folds. Brian takes her down.
Did Brian bet?
I don't even think so. He just breathed on the pot the wrong way.
I love when it's heads up and one of them starts going for the chips. Just play those.
See you later.
Don't even gotta.
I'm out.
$1.
And we are on to number 44. Hand number 44. Thanks for checking out our live stream, everybody. I'm not sure if this is the last hand or not. We might have 2 more.
We've got to see Pocket Rockets at least one time, right?
How crazy. We've been streaming for 2 hours. Nobody has seen Pocket Aces. Richard with the 8-5. Jordan with the J6.
Almost connected.
Almost.
Ace-2, ace-2.
Look at that. Both offsuit.
Sitting right next to each other.
Alejandro with the queens.
Oh, again, 3rd time tonight.
Making a comeback here after a pretty brutal river card just moments ago.
He could double up, maybe even more, and be our $1,000 winner.
That's all it takes is double up and a little more. And looks like we're going to be 3 ways to the flop. Adrian folds. We are 2 ways to the flop. Queens versus 6 deuce. Ham trying to get lucky here. Just 10% equity.
2 deuces were folded.
Whoa.
Oh, boat
Okay.
on the flop.
Well, Ham going to have a hard time catching up after that one.
Can he catch up?
He did not. And
Snap fold.
that'll do it. I think that'll be our last hand of the day. All right. Oh, no, we got one more. We got one more.
Un más.
Uno más. Thank you, everybody, for watching Charlie's game. We're doing this live stream every Thursday in January. Having a good time doing it. Thank you for checking us out. Looks like Jason jumping into the box for the last hand here. Also, throughout the month of January, we've got tournaments going on. Each weekend, we'll have the freeze out on Saturday. On Sunday, we've got the $240 deep stack. Guarantees in the 4 figures for both of those tournaments, but we have upped the freeze out guarantee to $5K. Come out and play that one. That is a good ROI right there. Jordan with the 7-6. Adrian with the king 3. Ham with the queen 3. A couple of deuces out there for Alejandro. And somebody else who folded. A couple of queens out there for Kenny and Ham. A lot of players in this pot. A lot of $1 bills in the middle. 16 to be exact. Flop comes out ace high, ace 9-6. Jordan with a pair of 6s.
Alejandro also a pair of 6s, worst secure.
Nobody holding an ace. What is up with this deck?
Are there 4 aces in this deck?
The ace of spades and no one's going all in? What is happening?
We haven't seen pocket rockets or a flush all night long. That's pretty crazy.
And this is not going to be the hand to see a flush either. A jack of clubs on the turn. Black jack right there. Richard betting $5 and everyone's struggling to call here. Alejandro coming along with his pair of 6s. Actually a good call considering the hands everybody has.
It's a pretty good draw for Richard.
Yeah, Richard up and down.
10 or 5. We have seen a lot of 5s.
And there's a 9 instead. Alejandro gets the check mark with a pair of 6s. Opts to just check behind William. William figuring it out. How much will it take to get everybody off of this hand? And he bets 25.
Half pot.
Richard out of there. Alejandro. Out of there as well. William gets the bluff through for the final hand. Now, didn't William win the first hand of the day? And the last hand of the stream?
The opener and the closer.
Unbelievable. Well, thanks, everybody, for checking us out. We had a great time today. We got my man Dawson here. Chris in the back, the mastermind behind all of the computer things that happen here behind the scenes. We've got that deep stack tournament coming up on Sunday. We've got the freeze out on Saturday. And we've got the wheel running on Tuesday. So KoJack's the place to play. Come check us out. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And we'll see you next